My name is Madeline O'Neill, and for our final project, I decided to focus on pre-employment drug and alcohol testing. I chose this recruitment method because it is highly controversial, as it should be. Recreational drug use in North America is more popular in the generation that is forthcoming, therefore, tests like this one are needed. It is also obvious that employees who use drugs or alcohol at work can cause many issues, from turnover rates being higher to safety issues. This test is based on a urine sample analysis test. It can only be performed on someone if they have a conditional offer of employment from an organization. Common reason for advocating for the test is that it seems to have a positive impact on overall safety within the workplace. This could be from customer to customer, customer to employee, or employee to employee. This form of testing is also respected under the Human Rights of Canada, meaning that it is a validated test to perform. How it's used is that once someone receives a conditional offer, a urine sample is taken to determine the possible presence of drugs and/or alcohol in one's system. This test is considered medical, so it must have very good reason for requesting. As stated before, this is respected under the Human Rights of Canada, and of course it had to be passed under multiple legislations as well. Therefore, certain legislations in all provinces across Canada have been passed to promote this. Major strengths for this testing is the safety that it promotes throughout the workplace. It lowers turnover rates within the company. It increases the productivity as the employees are well-rounded and well-focused on their job. And it also decreases drug and alcohol use within the employees. Limitations for this is that many people see corporate people as corporate people and not a police force. Therefore, them enforcing the law may be frowned upon. All individuals should be presumed innocent without being tested for no reason. This is something that is a promise made by the Government of Canada. So in a way, some people may take this as the promise being broken. Companies should also only have economic purposes and not medical purposes. Therefore, some people may find it hard to oblige with, in the sense that companies are pursuing medical action. Finally, the biggest limitation is that it is a major invasion of privacy in some people's minds. Validity for urine analysis testing is hard to determine because it is hard to establish the exact effect it has. Determining the validity is worth the time to prove utility data effectiveness, as they work hand in hand, as some doctors are not consistent with ordering the tests and do not use proper collecting methods. For organizations themselves, validity and reliability are both used within them to ensure workplace procedures are running properly. Utility data is also used in these important measures to ensure workplace safety. Accessibility of pre-employment drug and alcohol testing varies depending on the organization and how much of a demand it is. Based on the results of a cost-benefit test, it can become an expensive test if it is not used accordingly. Therefore, it makes sense that not every organization can use these. Many people believe that this form of testing is unfair, as it can be seen as a violation of privacy, which I mentioned before. Some have suggested it is as much of a validation of privacy as it would be to question someone on their religious or sexual practices. Corporations may not be holding custody of the private results properly, like I said before. Education, culture, and values all change how this impacts perceptions, as most individuals vary from their education and culture experiences. Employee safety and turnover rates are improved from this practice, thus it has been perceived as fair. An invasion of privacy that comes with pre-employment drug testing is related to the perception of nature within the corporation and not the perception of fairness. Now my roommate Caitlin is going to send me a couple common myths about pre-employment drug testing.
Hey Madeline, I have two questions. I was just wondering how pre-employment drug and alcohol testing change turnover rates, and how does this form of testing make it safer for the workplace?
Hey Caitlin, these are really good questions. So turnover rates get lower whenever there is more pre-employment drug testing done. The turnover rate is the rate that employees typically move on from the company. This is because if an employee is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, they will be more likely to quit or have to be terminated from their position. So if they're being screened properly, then odds are they are the right candidate for the job and they will not contribute to the turnover rate. So pre-employment drug testing does in fact promote workplace safety for sure. The way it does this is that if an employee is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, they are putting their current coworkers and their customers at risk for in terms of harassment, emotional or physical abuse, just the same as any mind-altering drug or alcohol. These screening measures definitely promote safety in the workplace for the team members of the work team and the customers as well.